talks about is what's called an investor. When you're an investor, that means now that you've taken all the skill set that you've gotten from being a business owner, all the income that that extra income that you've gotten, and now you become an investor. These are the individuals who invest in other companies. These are individuals that invest in real estate. So now your money is actually working for you as opposed to you running or working for it. Because that's the name of the game, right? The name of the game is to be having money work for you. So those are the quadrants, and I just gave you a brief synopsis of how Robert Kiyosaki explains it. Like I said, take that time and read that. It's definitely a must read. So now here we talk about what's the gig economy. You ever notice nowadays that you have a lot of people that are doing, all right, so especially here in Orlando, all right? How many people you know or you know personally has what's called a gig or a side hustle? How many people you know? Almost everybody has some sort of side hustle, all right? Now, we just talked about the different types of side hustles, right? Now, what we talk about here is what's called the gig economy. It's the growing online, on-demand economy for such as share riding. What is that? Ride sharing. What's that? Uber, right? Lyft, right? Accommodation sharing, dog walking, babysitting, right? It says nearly 20% of U.S. and Canadian adults have participated in this economy. Here are some interesting facts about the economy and its workers, like who participates, right? This first one here, this PowerPoint is biased because it's our industry, right? So it says, start a part-time business in the financial service industry, teaching people about how money works, right? Our company actually helps people do that, right? So on a part-time basis, we take anyone, any background, and we can educate you, train you, get you become a financial professional. You actually can do that, all right? Again, bias at the program, right? Turning your passion into a profit by selling things they make as a hobby, right? You see people, well, I make shirts, or I make jewelry, or I make all types of things, right? Leveraging their professional expertise by taking freelance consulting projects, right? Or tutoring. I have a lot of teacher clients who are tutors on the side, right? Whether, right before school or right after school, they have tutor and they're making additional income that way, right? Renting. Now this is becoming more popular. All right, renting out a spare room, their car, their clothes, and other resources. All right. I was speaking with a client just yesterday, and they said they bought a RV. All right, and I'm thinking the RV is for them to travel, her family to travel with. And she proceeds to tell me that not only is she using it for travel, but she's also renting it out when she's not traveling. And I'm like, wow, I never thought, and that's a great idea, right? So these are things that people are doing. Now, you may be surprised about the numbers here. Who's participating in this type of economy right now? 44% are ages between 18 and 34. And what that tells me is that the millennial generation are understanding that being here is not going to get you to where you want to be eventually. Because once you get into the workforce, you're gonna realize that paycheck to paycheck to paycheck, if you don't have discretionary income of minimum $500 or more, what is the likelihood that it's going to increase at the current job that you're in right now? Right? All right, so 51% make over 50 grand. Think about that. Now, if I were to say the average job was 50 grand, right? $50,000, 10 years, 15 years ago. He was like, wow, you're making some money. Is that the same today? All right, remember I said that there were 4 enemies to your wealth? All right, I'm going to give you the other 3. All right, so the first one we said was taxes. The second one is inflation. That little invisible thing that keeps going up, right? That keeps going up every year for some reason. That's what's otherwise known as the secret or the hidden tax, right? A gallon of milk was less than $1 5-10 years ago. Now it's approaching $5-6, right? Inflation. All right, the other 2, debt, which we'll get into, and the last one is procrastination. I always get a response when I say that. Right? Procrastination. All right, so those are the 4 enemies to your wealth. All right, now the reason why I bring up inflation is because have you noticed that if you were to go back in time, maybe to your grandparents' day and time, they could have worked a very simple factory job, right? Worked that for that 20, 30 years we talked about before, retire, and live super comfortably, right? Now we can't do that. Now we have to have actually 2 people, or mother and father, working, right, to maintain a lifestyle, and 9 times out of 10, because I see families all the time, they still can't make ends meet. And you're talking about families making over $100,000 combined, right? Why is that? Well, if you think about it, inflation goes up maybe 3 to 4% every year. How many companies are giving 3 to 4 pay raises every year to keep up with that? Not a lot, right? Or at all, right? So that is what's happening. There's another book, I'll get the name for you, and it tells us why our parents did better than what we're going to do in the future. And it goes over inflation versus pay raises. All right? 66 have received at least some college education. All right? So we have college-educated individuals, make over $50,000, and young. All right? 83 are employed full-time. So you have full-time, college-educated, making over 50 grand, young, participating in this economy. All right? What do they do? Or why do they do it? All right? To have an additional income stream, to be their own boss. How many people said to yourself when you were growing up that you wanted to be your own boss at some point in time in your life? All right? What I would tell you is that statistically, if you take the average millionaire, average person that is of wealth, what you'll understand is that they have a minimum of 7 different streams of income. 7. Right? So what does that mean? Because most of us have been taught, just like I said before in the beginning, is that we go to school, get a degree, and work for a job. That's one stream of income. Nobody talks to us about 7, right? No, 2, let alone 7, right? So understanding that there has to be other streams of income if you want to be successful financially. All right? And as we talk about increasing our cash flow. If the gig economy is for you, they give you some suggestion here, get online and find a good place to market your services, or talk to me about how you can build a part-time. And we talked about that already. All right? Now, here is the other way. That's one way to increase your discretionary income, is to increase your income. All right? The other way is to manage expenses. Notice in the 6 steps, we didn't say budgeting is one of the steps, right? Because most people would say budgeting is a type of, is a way to get yourself financially independent. Budgeting is not. It's only a part, okay? Because it's really about increasing your discretionary income. It's about cash flow, right? Really not about budgeting. But budgeting is very crucial when you talk about increasing that discretionary income, right? Because, like I said, there's only 2 ways, all right? Now, I have what is a budget, by the way? Can anybody tell me what a budget is? Before I go any further.
Definition?
Definition, is it up there?
Yeah.
I mean, we can read
It's
this.
budgeting your expenses.
It's rules to live by when talking about money, about your income, about your finances. Being disciplined, basically.
Really?
Disciplinary action in spending your finances.
All right. It's holding yourself accountable financially, right? How do you hold yourself accountable financially? All right. Now, I talk with clients all the time, every single day. And what I notice and what I know is that most Americans, most of us do our budgeting in our head, don't we? Right? We say, I get paid today, I get paid tomorrow, the car note's due, I gotta go to the grocery store. Now, realistically, is that the best way that you can keep yourself accountable financially?
No.
Not at all. All right? Now, the way that we do that is by budgeting. By putting together a budget that you can now hold yourself accountable to. All right? Now, there's different ways to do that. If you're like me, who came from the accounting world, you just love Microsoft Excel. Love spreadsheets. So I can create 10 different types of budgets and it'll look all fancy and you plug the number in and it'll add it up for you and it'll subtract for you and all that good stuff. Not everybody's like that, right? Another way is that there's apps out there that you can use that will help you put a budget together, and then it will also tie into your bank accounts so you can see real time how you're keeping yourself accountable. One such app is called Mint. Are you guys familiar with Mint? Mint is a great app that is used to keep yourself accountable. Some banks have budget optimizers online that you can use as well. But Mint is good because it also has it's been not endorsed, but it's heavily recommended by the government. They recommend the Mint Pro app. But what the Mint app does is it helps you set a budget. Then it also links your bank accounts to it. So now, let's say for instance you budget $200 a month for groceries, right? And what it does is as you swipe, let's say you swipe and you went to Walmart, right? It'll automatically categorize that as groceries for you and it keeps you accountable. So as you are about to reach your threshold to $200, let's say you get to 175 or 180, right? Whatever you set for, it'll send you an alert and say, okay, you're approaching your limit at $200. Now you have something that's keeping you accountable. Here's the challenge. Here's the challenge to utilizing a spreadsheet or utilizing an app. Now there's a little bit of work that's required, right? Because you actually have to keep up with it. I see clients all the time, and I tell them about Mint, and they say, well, oh yeah, I have Mint on my phone right now. And I'm like, do you use it? And they're like, man, it's a lot of work. It's really not a lot of work if you understand that you have to think of your finances as a business, right? So if it's once a month or if it's once a week, you sit down and have a round table with yourself and your finances, and you take that time and you make sure you keep yourself accountable budget-wise. All right? Now, I'm going to pass out an actual how to make a budget sheet so you can actually use it, make copies of it, and actually utilize it. And like I said, so what's the purpose, or why do we do that? When you write things down or when you put it on paper, it actually helps you see where you are financially. And like I said before, my personal opinion, when you talk about discretionary income, you want to have, depending, now this is average, you want to have a minimum of $500 or more discretionary income after everything's taken out. Minimum. Now, that's on average. Depending on how much you make and how much hours you work, can fluctuate that. Can fluctuate that. However, that would be where I would focus my attention. And that would be the goal that I would set. The reason why I say that is because there's a lot of pieces to that pie that you're going to have to cut up when we talk about that discretionary income. And we'll talk about those next week and the week to come. When we talk about protecting yourself, when we talk about long-term savings, estate preservation, things of that nature. What do we do with that discretionary income once we have it? All right. Any questions so far? Pretty straightforward. Pretty simple, right? All right. So now we're going to go into the second part. How are we doing on time? All right, good. We're going to go to step number 2, which they have as step number 1. Debt management. Now there's 2 types of debt. When I sit down with families and small business, I always outline the 2 different types of debt. There's manageable debt, and then there's manageable debt, and then there's debt that's not manageable. All right? Now, that has a lot to do with your income and discretionary income and things of that nature, but it boils down to, can you manage your debt, or can you not manage that debt that you have? Now, there's ways that you can take care and eradicate your debt or accelerate your debt when it's manageable. We're going to talk about that first. When you have manageable debt, what does that mean? That means you have debt that you have, but you can, if we have a system in place or we have a strategy in place, you can actually take care of that debt on your own with your budgeting,